Hello, my dear students of class 8. Hope you are all fine. This is the high time that you have to make yourself fittest. In this environment, you have to keep yourself fittest. And what are the provisions you need to keep yourself fit? Of course, you know, healthy food, clean, pure drinking water, all these facilities are required, isn't it? So, our today's topic, that is Social and Political Life, chapter 9, all of you have seen the title of the chapter, that is Public Facilities. I was talking about keeping yourself fit. So, all the provisions necessary to keep yourself fit is, of course, provision of healthy food, then clean, pure drinking water. These are certain basic needs of the people. And who has the responsibility to provide us all these basic needs? Yes, of course, someone should take the responsibility for this. It is not possible for all to afford the private facilities. So, alternative, what is the alternative? The alternative is the public facilities. So, who has to take the responsibility to provide the basic needs of the people? Yes, the answer is government. The government should take the responsibility to provide the public facilities. Now, let us see the term itself, public facilities. What does this term mean? Even a short questions can be asked on the title of the chapter, that is, what do you mean by the term public facilities? Let us find out the features of these public facilities. I have written here certain features. You also can write down in your copy. If you are interested, you can write down, and from here you can make the definition also. Say for example, it is provided by the government. That is very important, because it is not possible for maximum number of people, the major section of the society cannot afford the private facilities. So definitely they expect the public facilities. So the basic feature of the foremost feature of public facilities is that it must be provided by the government. That is the first feature I have written here. Then the second one, affordable to all, irrespective of caste, gender, religion, social status, economic status, wherever may the person live, whatever his position may be, irrespective of all these matters, public facilities should be, must be provided to him or her. So, there must not be any kind of discrimination while providing the public facilities. Another important thing, public facilities always provided either free of cost or at a minimum cost when the maximum people of the society can afford it. We must see another important feature here, that is, there should not be any kind of variation of the distribution of public facilities in the region wise. Region to region there should not be any kind of variations. Are you getting the point? But naturally, in general sense, what we find, there is variation region to region regarding the distribution of public facilities. Hope you are getting the point. And it is of course related to the people's basic need. When it is asked, what are the three basic needs of the people? All of you know, if I would have asked this question in the class, all could shout and tell me the answer that yes, these three necessities are the food, shelter and clothing. These are the three basic needs of the people, without which we cannot survive in the society. Because we know that human beings are called the social animal. We live in the society, no? So as a human being, we are living in the society. As we are called the social animal, then of course these basic three needs are must. That is food, of course, pure, clean, fresh food we need to remain healthy. Then of course the clothing is needed. As we are social animal, we cannot just survive like the wild animals. Then what comes? Shelter. These are the three basic needs. So definitely someone has the responsibility to provide at the minimum price all these basic necessities. So we have found certain features of the public facilities. What are those? Let us recap a bit so that you can write the definition of public facilities, because this is the first and foremost important question here, that what do you mean by the public facilities? Or if the question is carrying more marks, say 2 or 3 marks, then definitely question can be asked, what are the basic features of public facilities? So what we have found, it is provided by the government, first and the foremost feature. Secondly, affordable to all irrespective of any kind of discrimination, and there must not be regional variations. Say for example, if we take the example of drinking water, that should be clean, pure, fresh drinking water. No, clean and pure drinking water. It is not enough to provide only water. We have to get pure and clean and fresh drinking water so that we can remain healthy. Okay, so affordable to all. Then there should not be any kind of regional variation, as I told. Yes, it is of course, all the places may not have sufficient groundwater where it can be easily affordable. That's why it is necessary for the government to provide on the equal basis in the various regions, because there are certain places, of course you know, there are certain places where affordability of drinking water is not possible. There are some places where there is the water level is too low. So how it is possible for those places to get the water? But we cannot survive without the water. All of you know the other name of water is life, isn't it? We cannot survive without water. Each and every moment we need water. Okay, so for that this basic need should be provided by the government. So as I told you, there must not be any kind of regional variations. Region to region, yes, of course there will be difference in affordabilities, accessibilities, but government should take care here. Now let us find out one basic example given here. Our chapter starts with the discussion of a particular city, that is Chennai. Okay, in Chennai, what type of water facilities are there? Let us find out. Say for example, it is given, first it is told about Anna Nagar. One person, he is very eminent one, Mr. Rama Gopal, who was a means one executive, top executive of the government. He is a government official, retired government official now. Now he is living in Anna Nagar, a posh area, where water facilities are easily available. There is no shortage of water. If anybody visits over there, Anna Nagar, they will find out lush green parks, resorts and bungalows where 24/7 water is available there. There is no shortage of water. Even if there is any shortage sometimes due to the breakage of electricity or power cut, whatever it is, now he will call one person from the water board. He knows a person, the high officials from the water board. He will call over there and definitely within few moments they will get the water. So Anna Nagar in Chennai is such a place where there is no shortage of water, where people like Rama Gopal, who is a senior executive officer, they are living over there. So now see the discrimination, the difference is creating here. Now secondly, another example is given in our book, Mylapore, another place in Chennai only. Chennai is a very big city, I think you know. Mylapore, where Subramanian, a common person, a simple man, he is living over there. Now like those places, Mylapore, where there is shortage of water, it is not possible for all the people to afford according to the requirement, because every person has some basic requirements, for example water. So certain quantity of water is the basic need for each and every person wherever he may live. So Mylapore is another place in Chennai where the facilities of water is scarcely available. Very less water is available there, because the region over there where common people, okay, means lower mediocre of the societies people are living over there, lower income group people are living over there, and monthly minimum 500 to 600 rupees they have to spend on water. Moreover, they may get, okay, some people may access water, groundwater through tube wells, pumps and all, but that water is brackish. Brackish, you know, that is salty water, because Chennai is adjacent to the ocean, isn't it? So when the accessibility of certain place is nearby to the ocean or sea, then of course that water will become brackish, means salty water, which cannot be consumed easily without being treated. So that is the main thing. So treatment of water becomes compulsory here. Are you getting the point? So Mylapore is the place where accessibility of water is very less. Then thirdly, another place is discussed here, that is Madipakkam, where Shiva, one person is living over there, Shiva, and you see the scarcity of water over there. There extremely less water is available over there. Once in a 4 days only water is provided over there. Very less facilities of water is over there in Madipakkam. So that's why Shiva cannot bring his family over there. Now see, in the same city, region to region variations are there, that which should not be. Government should look after this matter, that in the same city how there can be variations regarding the supply of basic necessities. Another place in Chennai itself, that is Saidapet. Okay, Saidapet, where Padma, a lady who is working as a domestic worker over there, and she is living in a slum area, where for 30 slum houses only one tap is available, from which twice in a day for 20 minutes each the water is provided. Now just tell me, if for 30 families just one tap from which twice in a day for 20 minutes each water is provided, then is it enough? Are they getting enough water for them? Of course not. You can realize, isn't it? So if twice in a day only for 20 minutes each, means that 40 minutes, in that 40 minutes they can collect maximum to maximum 2 to 3 buckets of water for each person. Then now just tell me, is it enough? Is it enough for each and every person just to 2 to 3 buckets maintaining the whole day? Because you need to drink water, you need for washing, cooking, okay, then other various types of activities are there, okay. So those activities, those everyday, our everyday life activities, it is impossible to continue with that much of water of 2 to 3 buckets. But now we can find out these variations in the same city, okay, where Annanagar, where there is no shortage of water, all the bungalows and large green, those parks and all, those are the symbols, those are the identification that yes, there is no shortage of water, sufficient water is available there. And even if there is any kind of shortage, they will call upon over there in the water board, okay, the means the high officials are known to them, because this is a posh area, so they are getting connected over there and they will call for the means a water tanker, easily they will get the water. Whereas such facilities are not possible in the other places like Mylapore or Madipakkam or Saidapet. Remember, this is just an example of one city, that is Chennai, but of course the similar picture can be found in other places also, no? In the around the nation there are many cities where the provision of water, accessibility of water is not same, okay. A major sections of the society are not getting the pure drinking water which is very much necessary for everyday activities. Now we shall find out the means water, of course we are calling water the basic necessity of life, and it is also related to our, that is called the right to life. According to the article number 21 of the Indian Constitution, we have the right to life, all of you know, earlier we have studied about this, okay. Now we shall see water as a part of fundamental rights. Water as a part of fundamental rights. We shall see this one now. All of you know, we have studied earlier also, that is article number 21 of the Indian Constitution. What does this article number 21 of the Indian Constitution state? It states about the right to life. Right to life. Right to life is depicted by article number 21 of the Indian Constitution. Now we have to ensure that are we getting all those facilities, that environment for which will ensure right to life to us. Now see, as we are discussing about here the water facilities, are we getting pure, fresh, clean drinking water? All of us. It is not enough just that, for example, Annanagar, the people of Annanagar, there is no shortage of water, they are getting clean, fresh, pure drinking water. So we just cannot compare Annanagar with the other parts of the country, because there are many places where such accessibility is not found. So right to life can be ensured only by the provision of other facilities. Say for example, the article which is very much means the right which is very much related to right to life is right to water. Right to water, as we call the other name of water, that is life. So right to life, which is depicted in article number 21 of the Indian Constitution, it has to be ensured that right to water is accessible for all. So all the people around the nation are getting this facility or not? Is it possible for all the people to access the required amount of drinking water? Is it possible or not? That have to ensured. Now see, one very important statistics is given out that 1600 people around the nation die due to waterborne disease every day, out of which around the number of children is maximum, that is the children below 5 years are the number of, here is the number of maximum children here. Are you getting the point? So that is the thing. This article number 21, which ensures right to life to us, which is just can be a right if we cannot access clean, fresh, pure drinking water. Are you getting the point? So this is very important, that how can we protect ourselves from those waterborne diseases, because it is not enough to supply only water. We must get pure, clean, fresh drinking water. That is very important. So as we have seen the number of children, number of people dying, that is 1600 people are dying every day in this pandemic situation. Every day you get the news about dying people out of corona, isn't it? COVID-19 people are dying around the world. So this number 1600 people are dying within the country just because of waterborne diseases like cholera, jaundice, typhoid, such types of diseases are occurring due to the insufficient, impure consume of water. Okay, they consume impure water, that's why such diseases are occurred. All of you know, because pure water, consumption of pure water is very important if we want to protect ourselves from such diseases. Okay, so 1600 people are dying, out of which the number of children is maximum, means 5 years, below 5 years children are maximum here. Okay, now when we are not getting our basic facilities, definitely people will go to the court, people want to access these facilities. Now many cases have been filed in High Court and Supreme Court even, when people are not getting their basic rights. Say for example, right to water. When many people are not getting their right to water, then definitely what they will do? They are helpless. They have to go for the justice, that is they are going to the High Court and Supreme Court. Let us take one example here. In the year 2007, Andhra Pradesh High Court, there was a case in Andhra Pradesh High Court that people complained about a textile industry in Mahabub Nagar. The place name you should remember, Mahabub Nagar. In Mahabub Nagar, it's an industrial region. There is a textile industry over there, and people have found that this textile industry in Mahabub Nagar, what they are doing, they are disposing all the garbages or poisonous chemical in the nearby water body, that is in the river, and that is the same source where from the water water supply department they are collecting the water from there. Are you getting the point? So this Andhra Pradesh High Court given the verdict, means to the a district council, it is given that of course there must be proper facilities of water to all the people there. Okay, so this textile industry that must not be they should not pour down the these garbages and these toxic chemicals in the river, because that is the only source where from the water supply department collecting the water. Then how it is possible that people will be ensured with those pure and clean drinking water? It is not possible. Hope you are getting the point. Okay, so this that's why there was a complaint. So I have given just one example here in our book. One example is given. There are many cases like this, because it is not possible for all the people to easy access of water. That's why there was such cases came here. Okay, so this case you have to remember here, that is in 2007, Andhra Pradesh High Court given the order to the district authority that they must provide clean, pure drinking water, at least 25 buckets per person per day. This verdict also you have to remember, that 25 liter per person per day the municipal corporation should provide water. So that was the verdict given by the Andhra Pradesh High Court. So similar cases can be found around the nation in many states. That is the thing. Okay. Now let us see, we are talking about just water, but does only water comes under the public facilities? Of course not. There are other public facilities also. Let us see what are the other public facilities required for our smooth conduction of life. Okay, for our very survival, we need some other basic public facilities also. Let us take what are those. Say for example, proper healthcare services. Proper healthcare services is another important public facilities should be provided. You know, there are many villages where there is no proper primary health centers. Now if the villagers, if one person over there falls sick, then where they will go? They have to go far off places for their treatment and all. So that's why it is necessary that in every village there must be one primary healthcare center. At least for the first aid or some primary treatment can be done over there. So this proper healthcare services, it may be in the rural area or urban area, wherever it is must. Okay. So this proper healthcare services are also important, which are coming under public facilities. The government should look after these facilities. Then another important thing is that sanitation and hygiene. Sanitation and maintenance of hygiene. This is also another important provision that each and every person should get. Now see, we are talking about the provision of pure clean drinking water. That's not enough. That's just the provision of clean and pure drinking water cannot make us safe, cannot make us healthy, because if the sanitation system is not proper over there, okay, so the health and hygiene can be maintained only by the proper means drainage system. So the drainage system also to be looked after. Now you see, do you think any private organization will be interested for the proper maintenance of proper drainage systems and all? Or another example you take, controlling of malaria. So such kind of activities where there is no profit at all, why the private organizations will be interested to provide such facilities? That is the reason why government should come forward and take the responsibilities. Yes, of course, government is doing all these things, no doubt, okay, but we are expecting more. Okay, so sanitation and hygiene is very important, another public facility. Say, for example, another one let us take, that is provision of electricity. Provision of electricity is another important public facilities. Okay, among the public facilities, provision of electricity is very important. Now see, in some villages there may not be still any electrification. Okay, electrification is not done over there. So through electrification, children can study well over there, and there may be some small scale industries can be started in the rural areas where the young people, okay, can engage themselves instead of searching for the only government jobs and all. They can start their own industries, small scale industries, and they can earn their livelihood. So electrification is very important. Electrification which cannot be done by the private organizations, okay, because they may charge high prices. You may have seen some facilities like the provision of bottled drinking water in urban areas. In cities you will find bottled drinking water. But is it possible for all the people to afford those bottled drinking water, which one will cost 15 to 20 rupees per liter? Okay, so it is not affordable for all the sections of the society. That is the reason that government should come forward for all these public facilities. So as I was talking about electrification, okay, for studying or other household activities or for running the workshops, this electrification is very important, for which the government has to take the proper initiative. Then some other public facilities, say for example, for the education purpose, schools and colleges. Schools and colleges. Because without education, it is not possible for a person to improve himself, to establish himself properly. So this, for the provision of education, free education, government has taken the initiative of establishment of schools in every at a distance of every 1 kilometer in the rural areas, even in urban areas also. So these provisions of education facilities through rural area schools and primary schools and all. Okay, so it is possible for the people to develop themselves by getting the education. So these schools and colleges which should be run by the government basically, of course we find in these cases, especially for the provision of health facilities and education, the private organizations are interested. Why? Because some people, one section of the society, the higher section of the society with economic affordability, economic means they can afford it. No, there are certain sections of the society, those who can afford the private facilities, private schooling facilities, private healthcare facilities. So for them, of course, some private organizations are interested and they come forward to provide the private schooling or college facilities and private healthcare facilities. Say for example, private nursing home. For the treatment in private nursing home, of course it is very costly. The expenditure is too high. Okay, for studying in the private schools or colleges or to get the treatment in private nursing homes or hospitals. So that is the thing. Here is the matter to comparison. Okay, we have to compare here only. So that's why some people say that when government fails to provide certain facilities, then it is better to hand over to the private organizations. But the question is, how many people of the society can afford those private facilities? Of course not, because when you are in class 8, you are grown up enough to understand that a major section of the society cannot afford the private facilities because of the high price. Okay, so that is very important. Now let us see what is the role of the government. We have found some other than water supply, we have found some other public facilities which are to be provided by the government. Okay, what are those facilities? We have seen just now, that is the provision of electricity, then the provision of healthcare facilities. Okay, then maintenance of sanitation, hygiene and all. Okay, the drainage system, proper drainage system. Then we have found about the electrification of the villages. Okay, and schooling, colleges, all these things. Okay, so these public facilities are very important for each and every person here. Now we shall see what is the role of the government. As we are telling that the government should take the responsibility here. Now how can government take up this responsibility in proper manner? Okay, role of the government. Role of the government while providing the public facilities. Now for say for example, to establish a primary healthcare center in a village, money is needed because you have to buy the bricks, cement, okay, iron rods and all these things. You have to pay to the laborers. So for all these things, what you need? Money, isn't it? So the government, when wants to establish a primary healthcare center in a village, to meet the expenditure, they have to get the money. Now where from the government will get money for all these public facilities? Or say for example, the government wants to establish a primary school in a village. So again it's a money matter. Okay, money is needed. So how the government can bear such expenditures? Of course you know, that is by collecting taxes. Okay, we pay taxes and from various sources government collect taxes, and from those taxes and revenue the government collects money. Okay, they accumulate the money and with that they provide the public facilities to the people. It can be the construction of road or bridges or provision of drinking water. Say for example, in a village there is no proper drinking water facilities are available there. Then what the government can do? Government can make some provisions of tube well over there, okay, or some water purification system they can install over there. But these are the matters of high expenditures. So government has to collect revenue. Okay, that is always done. So by collection of revenues, it is possible to provide the public facilities. So that way the government can provide the public facilities. So in some cases, as we have found, the private organizations are also interested. Why? Because they have the intention to earn profit, whereas the government has no such intention to earn profit. Okay, that's why it is in some cases the private organizations are interested. Okay, say for example the facilities of education, okay, or health facilities. In such cases some private organizations they come forward. Okay, but not in all cases. Say for example controlling of malaria, as I told earlier. So there is no benefit here. Okay, they cannot earn any profit by controlling the malaria. Okay, these systems and all. Okay, by maintaining the drainage system in the proper manner, then how the private organizations will earn money? Okay, of course not. That's why they are not interested in those matters, but they are interested in some provision of health facilities or private schools, other organizations and all. Are you getting the point? Hope you are getting the point. Okay, so that is the thing. So in some cases private organizations are interested, whereas in maximum cases government has to take the responsibility. Okay, so when a great number of people in the society cannot afford the public facilities, so they are deprived of a decent life, because the basic necessities, as we discussed earlier, that is food, shelter and clothing, okay, if not available to all the persons, then what is happening? Actually they are deprived of a decent life. Okay, as we have discussed in the first part of the chapter, that is so everyone has the right to get pure clean drinking water, but when they cannot afford it, then they are deprived of their basic life. Okay, it is not enough that article number 21 of the Indian Constitution depicts that, states that right to life, but we have to make sure, are the environment available to us? Are those environment pure? Means when you are able to survive in a clean environment, you are getting all the facilities, you are getting healthy food and clean pure drinking water, then only you can ensure that yes, you have the right to decent life. So that is the thing. Now let us find out where from the government gets the money for the provision of public facilities. Okay, the source of income. Okay, source of income of the government for the provision of public facilities. We have discussed earlier various types of public facilities, right from the provision of clean drinking water. What are the other public facilities we have discussed? This one also can be a question. You can write down, okay, what are the various types of public facilities to be provided by the government. So what are those? Let us take the first one as provision of clean drinking water, then provision of electricity, then provision of healthcare services, then the provision of schools and colleges, education system we are talking about. So these are the various types of public facilities which are to be provided by the government itself, because it is not possible for the greater section of the society to afford the private facilities, as the expenditure for the private facilities is maximum. Okay, so those are fixed at a higher rate, so it is not possible for each and every person of the society to get the public facilities. Are you getting the point? Means private facilities. So that's why the sole responsibility comes to the government. But some people claim that when government fails to provide the public facilities, then why not the private organizations to be given the responsibility? But as we know, major sections of the society cannot afford it, then how it is possible that all the these public facilities which are provided now to be handed over to the private organizations? It is not possible. Okay, so the source of income is taxes. Okay, taxes collected from various sources, Here one example is discussed in our chapter, that is the example of Mumbai. In case of Mumbai, it is quite successful that they have quite successfully launched various public facilities, as they have collected a quite sound amount from the tax, okay, from the revenue collection. Through the revenue collection they have got the sound amount, and through those facilities they could provide extensively the public facilities. And water supply department also quite successful over there, because they have established various types of water purification systems and other lines they have extended, because the tax collection system was improved by them. So that way they have improved the facilities. Okay, now let us see the provision of water that is available in Chennai. Is it enough for all? Okay, that is the title given here, that the water facilities which are available in Chennai, is it enough? Of course not. We have found that in some places in the same city there are some places where it is not possible for the people to afford water. We have seen some places, say for example we have discussed about Annanagar, the posh area, okay, the lush green parks over there, the resorts, health resorts, or the bungalows where it is found that 24/7 water is there, okay, whereas some other places, say for example Mylapore or Madipakkam, okay, or Saidapet, those places, the same city itself, we have found those places are not getting the water in proper manner, okay. Maximum number of people in the society, they have they could not get the easily accessibility of water, okay, they cannot access water easily. So what they do, sometimes they try by their own means, okay, to set up a hand pump and all, but in some cases those hand pumps cannot provide them good water because they are adjacent to the ocean area, no. So there is brackish water, there is salty water which cannot be consumed, and the treatment of those brackish water is costly. So that is the thing, okay. We shall find out that now the water facilities provided in Chennai, is it enough or not, okay. Water facilities of Chennai, is it enough or not? The data shows that only 50% of the people, 50% of the people can access water in proper manner. 50% of the people of Chennai can access water in proper manner, whereas the rest of the people has no such facilities, okay. Basically the city areas, the main urban areas, okay, the centers, okay, they have enough facilities, okay, they have enough facilities for water, but not all the cases, okay. Say for example some regions where the where people are living in the slum regions, okay, colonies, okay, we shall say colonies farther away from cities, those regions, the regions which are farther away from the main cities, the accessibility of water is too less. It is not possible for those places, the people living over those places, to access the water in proper manner. So that's why we cannot say the water facilities provided in Chennai is enough, okay, we cannot say like that, okay. Now those who people belong to the upper class of the society or middle class, they can afford, but not all the other people in the society, okay. Now in search of alternative, now how it is possible, see, water as we call the other name of life, so we have to find out some alternatives, okay. So okay, in search of alternative, in search of alternatives, how can we ensure that yes, the water should be accessible to all, okay. We cannot just say about water, the other public facilities also, because this is the right to get the basic facilities, the necessary things without which we cannot live a decent life. It is very important for all the people to achieve those, to get those, okay, either free of cost or at the minimum price we should get it, that is the thing. So what is the alternative here? Alternative is that in the urban areas, means there is a actually right to life according to according to right to life, the right to water is also included over here. So in the urban areas, see what are the differences we are finding here. In the urban areas, there is, say for example 135 liter of water per day is accessible, okay. Whereas in slum areas just 20 liters of water per day may be available, okay. Whereas in luxury hotels per person 1600 liters of water is available. Now you see the variations here, so that makes the difference here. So what is the alternative? Alternative is the responsibility of the government, okay. Government should take the sole responsibility here, by which maximum number of people in the society can afford it. Are you getting the point? So that's why, as I told you, in case of Mumbai, they have taken the alternative solution, okay. They collected the tax, okay, for the supply of water, and due to that collection of tax they could extend the facilities of water, okay. Water supply department has extended the facility, and definitely it's a good alternative. Now as we told as I told you earlier, that the accessibility of water itself is not enough. Maintaining of health and hygiene, the proper sanitation system is the integral part of a healthy life, okay. A person cannot remain healthy just by consuming healthy food or getting proper pure drinking waters and all. That is not enough. They have to also get such an environment where health and hygiene is maintained by through proper sanitation system. So for that, a new initiative, comparatively new initiative we should say, that is the one private organization, that is Sulabh. You have seen, hope, okay, in the city areas the facility of Sulabh is there, where easily accessibility is possible, okay. Through this facility the wastage system, wastage can be controlled properly here. So that way the arrangement in favor of privatization also. In some cases the government engages some private organizations also, where the facilities of water is provided here, okay. Now let us see some important questions from this chapter, okay. You can write down some important questions from this chapter. We have discussed some facilities from here, about the provisions of public facilities, then the features of public facilities, then how the water supply is done in Chennai, in various parts of Chennai, that we have seen. So let us discuss about some important questions here. It will be helpful for your exam preparation also. So let us take the first question here, that what do you mean by public facilities? What do you mean by public facilities? The first question we are taking. So public facilities are those which are to be provided irrespective of any caste or community, gender, whatever it is, so that every person of the society can access those, and the government has to take the responsibility for the provision of public facilities. There must not be any kind of discrimination on the regarding the distribution of public facilities, okay. And of course public facilities are related to the basic need of the people. All of us, we know what are the basic needs, isn't it? Food, clothing, shelter, okay, other such as say for example electricity. So certain things have become integral part of a decent life. So that is the that way you can make the definition of the public facilities. Hope you can understand. Then the second question let us take, that what are the features of public facilities? What are the features of public facilities? Yes, of course you can write down this one in certain points. So first thing is that there must be easy accessibility by all the sections of the society. That is the first and foremost feature of the public facilities. Second, such facilities are to be provided at a minimum price or no price by the government. Third feature is that there must not be any kind of regional variations. There should not be any kind of regional variations while providing the public facilities. Got the point? So these are certain features of the public facilities you can write down. So what are those? As I told you, let me recap again. That is, the government should provide the public facilities at a minimum price or without price, okay, free of cost. Then second, of course there must not be any kind of discrimination, means regional variation should not be there in case of the provision of public facilities. And third, each and every person of the society should access those easily, okay. Then another feature, what is the source of income of the government for providing public facilities? This one also can be an important one, okay. What is the source of income of the government for providing public facilities? Okay, All of you know where from the government gets money. The source of income for the government for the provision of public facilities is tax. Okay, revenue. Government collects revenue, that is the source of income for the government, and for any kind of developmental activities or the provision of public facilities, this source of income is very important. Collecting taxes, okay, collecting revenue is the main source of income by which the government can provide public facilities to all the sections of the society. Okay, then another question can be, what type of alternatives are found? What type of alternatives are found when the government fails to provide the public facilities? For example, you have seen the example of Mumbai, where the government has collected, the water supply department has collected revenue by which they can extend the facilities regarding the supply of water. Okay, so this way you can make some questions from here which will be helpful for your exam preparation. Okay, hope you have enjoyed the class. Thank you for watching. Bye all of you.